criminal investigation gets underway into the causes of the collision between two vessels in the North Sea.
New guidance on slush ice drinks recommends they shouldn't be given to children under the age of 8.
Now I think it's the time of change. We've got the science, we've got the technology.
Chef Jamie Oliver on his new campaign to improve teaching for children with dyslexia in schools.
Good morning. Liverpool pay the penalty in the Champions League as they're beaten by Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield on spot kicks. So they are out of the competition.
Hoping for a happy Easter, but it could well be an expensive Easter. The price of chocolate soaring over the past year. I've come to this chocolatier in Greater Manchester to find out how it's affecting businesses like this and the prices we pay as customers.
We're going to have a look at this morning's newspapers, starting with the Express today, and lots of the papers featuring the hugely powerful, emotional words delivered in court by the BBC commentator, our colleague John Hunt, as his family's killer was sentenced to life yesterday. His words: "I am so proud of all of my girls." That's the headline on the front of the Express, which carries a full cover photograph of Carol, Louise and Hannah. And as he spoke yesterday in court, his voice did not waver. Yeah,
and the full text of his statement is on the BBC News website to read. It's so powerful, isn't
incredible.
it, what he said. Let's move to the Times this morning, which is leading on hopes of a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine, with the US declaring over the night that it's now up to Russia to respond to that after the Ukrainian President Zelensky gave his approval to the deal. The paper also there carrying a picture of Zara Tindall, who was among the racegoers on the first day of the Cheltenham Festival. Hats aplenty.
Yeah.
And being judged by all the papers.
Yes. The Telegraph describes a decision by the government to halt farm sustainability subsidies as a new rural life betrayal. The paper reports that the scheme was closed to new applicants without warning yesterday, which has left some farmers with holes in their budgets.
The Guardian is asking if Manchester United's proposed new stadium could be the Eiffel Tower of the North. There's one of the pictures of the proposed plans. They were unveiled for a 100,000-seater stadium yesterday. It would make it the largest stadium in the UK. Some crueler comparisons have been made with Butlins in Minehead in Somerset.
Yes, I was just going to say, I can't think what it reminds me of. Maybe it is. It's kind of quite tent-like, isn't it?
Some people have said it like a circus big top or something.
Yes.
I mean, that's just the first plan, but, you know, clearly it would be a mega economic and architectural achievement if it actually happens, especially in the time that they're talking about. 5
years, if they can build that in 5 years. And also, I think, making it more of almost like a tourist attraction, a visitor, like a destination for people to go to. Experience. Yes, let's hope the football improves, shall we? Inside the papers, you mentioned Cheltenham, didn't you, and Zara Phillips? There's a bit of a rule change at Cheltenham for this week. Started this week, obviously. Visitor numbers are down, ticket sales are down, but you're allowed to take your drink basically onto the racecourse for the first time ever.
Rather than have to pay the full prices inside?
Well, rather than have to just stay in a bar. That's if you want to spend £7.80 on a pint of Guinness. One lady said here, most people behave really well and can be trusted. Coming in this morning, there was a man so drunk at 10 o'clock, he was wobbling around all over the place. I think he was out of his mind.
Wasn't Mike Bushell, was it?
He would never wobble.
He'll be rattling in with his cans later in the week. Full coverage of Cheltenham here on Breakfast.
A few other stories now. An MP scrutinising a proposed new law legalising assisted dying have voted to scrap a requirement for a High Court judge to approve applications. The MP who put forward the bill, Kim Leadbeater, has instead proposed an expert panel that would decide to approve applications. Those amendments will be voted on later in the year. A thief has been found guilty of murdering an Amazon delivery driver in Leeds. Mark Ross deliberately crashed the van, killing 42-year-old Claudio Carroll Condor, who had clung onto it to try to stop him getting away. And families of victims of the Hillsborough disaster have been told that although officers tried to deflect blame, they will not have to answer a misconduct case. The police watchdog revealed its decision in a letter sent to bereaved families. South Yorkshire Police have accepted the findings and say they unreservedly apologise for those let down by the force that day.